broken baker, the crimes of bacon never show. Mysteries rise and truth unfolding. Ready, set, it's time to go.
I did hear Aqua on the radio the other day, and I was just, it makes me think of you, Baker.
Yeah, because I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me anywhere. Imagination, life is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Yeah. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Ooh, whoa, ooh, whoa. I'm a blonde bimbo girl in a fantasy world. Touch me here, touch me there, hanky panky. Come
Oh,
jump
Lord.
in, bimbo friend, let us do it again. Hit the town, fool around. Let's go party. You
I
can
know.
touch, you can play. If you say I'm only yours, you can touch,
I
you
don't think
can
he's okay,
play.
guys.
That's as much as I remember
That's
from.
like the whole song. It's a good job.
Hey everyone, good morning. We had winter time starting yesterday, so I'm up at 5 a.m. So go back to sleep in an hour or something like that. I don't know. Look who's here, Mr. Pickle and Diana Scholar, Irish, an only fan, Kathy Bennis, Andy Birdie, hello sunshine, DK Cribble, and Nina Canadian. Well, Chande, that's my gift to you. Shit ass. It is 5:40 in the morning. 3 to 7 a.m. is the best time of day. Yeah, because normally I'm sleeping at that time. Well, I get up at 6, but it's not almost 2 p.m. It's 2:30 p.m. 10:40. Hey, Queen. I wish you knew the Maryland specific political ads I watched on the way into your stream. It's hilarious. Yeah, I get a notification whenever I start a stream. Do you know you could increase your earnings by 20% if you would just bombard your audience with ads all the way through? I'll be fine. Hey, Christy Lou. 10:40. Hey, good morning, Jude. Thank you so much, Kathy. You see that, Lefty? Stop your hating. No, it's I don't know why I did that, but it's my more intro to my less I don't know, where I try to be a little more lighthearted. And Iris, if I want to sing, I'll sing. Because some people understand art and other people like the Minnesota Vikings, like you do. How's everyone doing? Well, most of you are getting ready to go to bed, and I'm getting ready to do nothing. Now sing. Well, I'm too sexy for my clothes, too sexy for my. No, I'm too sexy for my car, too sexy for my car, too sexy by far. And I'm too sexy for my cat, too sexy for my cat, sweet, sweet pussy cat. It's been a long time since I heard the Right Said Fred. Thank you, Irish. It's 5:45 in New Zealand. Well, that's I'm up anyway, so finally I can get my Aussie and New Zealand audience when they don't sit here and say, "I'm going to bed." 12:45 in Michigan. This is the big problem because the next week I will have 7 hours time difference between me and the US instead of the normal 6. So now I'll have to do math. Oh, we had a member of city council who didn't pay her taxes either while she was in city council and in national council. Um, so she got taken to bankruptcy court over something like 50,000 Danish. She made 50,000 a month for national council, and local council was 20,000 or something like that a month. When you're a politician, you don't get behind on taxes. Thank you so much, Caddy. Well, I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little strut on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk, babe. I do my little turn on the catwalk. Digga, 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 digga. Thank you, Cal. Now I remember more of it. Cricket Day. No, Molly is back with her family. She went back last last Saturday. So it's only a rental. Thank you. Hey, Nick. Yeah, you up early. Monday afternoon, timely manner. Well, someone is in the Eastern Hemisphere. 9:45. Yeah, but that's you have these time slots when you're on YouTube that everyone wants to go at. And when I wake up in the morning, I always think, why is no one streaming? Especially Saturday and Sunday, no one. And I don't know if I'm wrong because I'm the idiot who made a 9 a.m. Saturday show, and everyone told me, "Hey, you're an idiot. No one watches YouTube on 9 a.m. Saturday mornings." I thought that's weird because I watch YouTube on 9 a.m. on Saturdays morning. Is it just because you don't have that? We have a bar in our uh, control panel as a streamer where it says this is the highly populated hours, but as my audience is 35 to 55 years old, I'm pretty sure, except Irish, most of you haven't been out dancing all night. So why couldn't you do a morning show? And it turned out pretty successful. Well, she's nice to have around, but it's also a lot of get out of my rhythm. So it's I miss her a little sometimes. Well, I'm doing up so early. We had leap back yesterday, so actually, even though my watch says it's 5:48, it's 6:48. So that's my normal get out of bed time. But the problem was I didn't really because I was watching the Formula One yesterday, and then I was talking to someone, and then didn't get to bed. So I'll probably just be rambling for some time. Then I'll go back to bed. What trial will we be covering next? If you know, have you followed the Melody Ferris trial at all? I never follow trials when I do my own trials because I only have that much brain power, and I'll swing by and take a look if we have a day off in court or if I do my daily rounds. I saw Recovery covered it and saw some parts of it. I thought it could be interesting now with the Laurie Shaver case, but then we had the Sarah Boone case, so I didn't get into it. So I know recovery kind of got a hit with being the man in the corner, but other than that, no, I don't know anything about it other than apparently the family were leeches and everyone was banging everyone, and so I know nothing about the case. And the next trial will be whatever pops up to my radar. Right now, we have a hearing. No, we have a continuance in the Quinton Nixon case, but that's not till next week. So if I find some weirdo little case out of Podunk, Ohio, I'll cover that. YouTube is like Saturday morning cartoons now. Yeah, because you get, and I think a lot of people, a lot of people sit here and say, "Well, I like to watch Friday Night Live." No, that's the show I'm on. Friday Night Tights, the comic show, and that starts at, I think it starts at 4 in the afternoon. So that must be the good, because that's where the big guys are going. But if the big guys are going, you're not getting any audience anyway. And I figured out with my Stabulate show that you can build a show, you can build audience to come and say, "Oh, you have a decent product. Let's get out of bed early to turn into it." And I just don't get why no one else is doing the weekends, because everyone wants to do Wednesday night 8 to 10. But if you're that guy who says, "Well, I'm going to do Sunday night from 8 to 10," you have a massive audience out there who is starved for content and who would say, "Who's live?" I always hit that live button. How I made how I met alternate juror I was talking to yesterday. I was just hitting the live button. She popped up, and I thought, court coverage. Let's see if it's any good, and if it's someone I'd like. And now I had her on my show, because a lot of people are just sitting out there and thinking, "That could be nice to hang out in a chat with friends. Could be nice to just watch some content." But a lot of people seem to be scared to do when it's not the norm. We all know a famous law tuber who famously started his show at 11 Eastern, which is a dead spot. But a lot of people out there are working right now. No one really thinks about that. And a lot of people in Australia is getting home from work right now. So you have a lot of if you're streaming in English, that's the hours you could be taking and having an audience that have nowhere else to go. Yeah, I hate Saturday nights when I'm flipping around. Well, that's American Saturday afternoons, but there's nothing on. Well, everyone's watching college football. No, they're not. Yeah, and because when you have 5 channels going at the same time, I saw that with the Sarah Boone case. Normally, I'll try to get the case no one else is covering, because then people will come for that case. But when you have the Sarah Boone case, people say, "Oh, I'm going to check on what Baker's saying. I'm going to check what Recovery Addict is saying. Oh, I'm going to check EDB." And you're spreading the audience thin, instead of saying, "Hey, have you heard about that weirdo who stabulated his girlfriend? Let's check that case out. No one else is covering it." That's a lot of sticky notes on your wall. That's because I have been very blessed with people who have donated to the show. Saturday and Sunday are a YouTube wasteland. Yeah, and I get it. Well, I'm lucky. I couldn't attract a girl if I had money, 25 inches, and a personality. So I'm single. I can stream whenever I want. But on the other hand, if you're a creator and you want to have an audience, you have to go to the audience. Because if you're sitting here with your 5 people watching and you want to grow it, you can't grow it when everyone else is out there. And if you can show you a funny at 11 o'clock, they'll probably come back and watch you at 8 a.m. Just got home and my feet hurt. Iris, it's Sunday. Don't go out drinking on a Sunday. I'm 65 and would like an overnight show. Yeah, that's, and again, not to, but we all saw the numbers that night show had with that guy who got into a bit of trouble. He had great numbers sitting all night because a lot of people are out there. Some people are studying, some people are working, some people are just up at night, and they get lonely and want to be in a chat too. So I don't know. I'm just whenever I work, I can't speak English in the morning. Whenever I wake up early, I think, now let's see if there's any people. And again, there's 73 people here now. AirPods in, cleaning the house, and lost in YouTube land. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to make it. It's not a you must watch show. It's more like we try to. Well, we don't have any plans. It's just mostly me and Mo trying to outdo each other without trying. So it's a good listen show. I think I should start playing video games. I will start playing video games as soon as I turn off the stream. I will be taking FC Copenhagen to the top of the Danish Superliga and get them into the Champions League. I am rebuilding them. My defense sucks, but I have very good attack. Too draggy, that Melody Ferris one. I haven't watched it. It's quite weird. Yeah. And again, that's another thing that I love, that people are switching in and out between us creators because, oh, I like that case. I'm going to watch that with this person. I like that case. Oh, that creator is covering it. That's why, as I talked, I had a members only stream yesterday, well, earlier today for most of you, where I talked a bit about this. I don't get those people who want to start all the drama and all the fights because we have a big monster shared audience, and when we do all the fighting, our audience will have to pick sides. No, you don't. None of your business will be here for this case. Lefty, well, he won't be here. OnlyFan will be here for this case, and that's fine. You don't have to say sorry for anything. Ferris says 2 weeks. I love a lot of Kiwis. November 5th. I better put it on my calendar because I didn't put it on the other day. There. But that's a weird case that they, in the middle of the case, find new evidence. Going to be interesting. Hello, Luna. At least Ohio gives you good trials. Ohio is a good pipeline. Florida is still the best. Say, Massachusetts have been good to me. The New England, isn't that what they call that area up there? Have been good. Bradley on Montgomery trials, Kevin Reed, but then we had Wisconsin also is kind of crazy, and Ohio. You know the important things. That's what matters. I think I make most of it up. Go to bed, D. Robertson. Grandkids is way more important than anything else. I've been branching out lately. You saved me from watching live fireworks at Disneyland. Well, happy. Would love a weekend show. Yeah, but I think too many people are afraid because, again, you get a time thing that says Monday to Sunday, and this is when your audience is on, and you'll see, oh, daytime, very, very populated. Everything after 8 p.m. or before, I think mine is like 9 a.m. It's no good, but it is because, again, I'm not Emily D. Baker who can draw 20,000 people to watch a stream. I'm sitting here at, I can't do the math right now, at 11 o'clock Eastern with 74 people. On a normal stream, I'll have like 200. So there's a potential here. If I did this twice a week, I could have 100 people watching me. If they knew, okay, at 11 he's working, and I would get a new audience as well. So, but you have to do it, and you have to do the grind. You can stay where you are, or you can just say, let's try something new. I don't take time off. Jamie will beat me if I do. Yeah, and it's that's what it's supposed to be, because you get up in the morning, you put on your coffee, you put on stab your day. We're done by 11. Bingo, bango. You go out, you go shopping, then you're home back, ready for college football. Perfect. Well, your audience is starving. We still needs to have you up and play a video game, so we have somewhere where we can go in and make fun of you. You are home. Well, Dave Bass, so am I. There's a dude in West Virginia that holds on a live church on Sunday mornings. Right now, we're watching the Phil Spector trial. Yeah, and again, it's a great time slot for those people who don't go to church. There's too many people are afraid to do something else. Everyone wants to be that guy or this girl or whatever. You shouldn't do that. You should be yourself. Oh, thank you. It's only 8:50 here in Alaska. Yeah, and that's America is so vast that, but everyone in, at least who is covering trials, are mostly thinking East Coast, because sadly we don't get any West Coast trials, because, well, for me it would be hell. I wouldn't be done until 2 a.m. in the morning. But there's a lot of things out there. A lot of people who's not ready to go to bed. There's a lot of people that you can stream for. To work at 6 a.m. When I get home, I'll look for something to fall asleep listening to. Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there. And if you don't sleep, you can stream. You are Runk. Is that a Runkle supporter? Runkle normally have this slot too, and he has great streams. 25 inches is like an elephant. Wow. Little gambler, why are any of us here? That's the big question. Stop. I've seen what these simping broads say about you. You could be knee deep in all of them if you wanted to be. Well, good thing I live 7,000 miles from everything. But thank you, Lefty. I'm so far behind chat. I can tell. Luckily, I only get the crazies who call me in the middle of the night, so I don't have to worry about that. My recap stream is 6 p.m. Eastern time. Is surprisingly populated. Those are the people who can't listen at work. Yeah, and I think that's because. Sorry to say it, Nick. The YSL case have turned into a ball fest, and I love that you do the compact version of it, because sitting there and what's her name, Miss Love, listening to her is, uh, act, I think she should come with a health and safety warning. So it's really good that case to just recap in the evening. So that's a smart move, because I when we go around watch channels, you can see that live streaming on the YSL have dropped because it's been too long, and it's just molasses. Our time zones are annoying to us. Well, the problem is I can't figure out where they are, because when I look at my trusted map of America, I don't know where it is. But I think, is it 4 hour difference between New York and California? So yeah. Before I go, get to bed. You were writing with me 5 hours ago when I get to bed, or we were in chat together. Well, EDB has a very popular channel, but again, I know some come for a smaller chat community and other, um, but EDB is a great creator. So there's ups and downs. That's the big problem about having growth is, and I can feel it on some stream when it goes fast. You're sitting here. Normally, I'll try to be highly involved with chat, but you'll lose it sometimes, and especially those where I'm reading. It's really hard to do the reading and do the checkup chat. So yeah. I work swing shift and appreciate having you to listen to on off hours. Well, thank you. Grass is green enough. Um, yeah, and again, that's why I thought I can't sleep. I need to do something to get some of that nervous energy out of the body. I can do an hour and see what people are up and doing something. While you're up at 5 a.m., I'm getting ready to go to sleep at 10 p.m. Yeah. Well, Laura, in all of the dive streams on all of the YouTubes, we both walked into this one. Yeah, that's have, and having a something like Nick's recap streams or just some of this where you are interacting with people, because I'm sitting here thinking, well, I don't really have anything. I can pull up some crazy people being arrested, and I think I'll go for an hour. Maybe I can get the expert on, and then I know, oh, Sundays when he does his member stream and sits in his Discord after. So, but again, if chat's active, I can do an hour just talking with chat. The squirrels will run somewhere. Morning wood with Baker. Well, I'm 27 years old. Morning wood is a long time gone. I never want any part of this boom case. I don't know anything about the case. Thank you. Well, it was actually a really fun case because a lot of people got nervous when the state didn't, in their opinion, go hard enough on her. And I said the videos will get her in the end. And oh my, was I surprised. More videos. No, you can't. No, and that's why I love these 2 weeks. I like 2 weeks. Well, there's 3 hours between East and West Coast. Thank you so much, Linz. But I like maximum 2 weeks because I'll lose patience with it myself. Because you're sitting here and normally the Karen Reed case 8 weeks. I was blessed that I was forced to go to Tennessee in the middle of it. Thank you so much, Marissa and Jamie and Mo, for covering for me. Because 8 weeks of just sitting here, listening to the same story by the same people over and over and over again, and I can only make so many jokes about Jen. My brain rots just as much as everyone else, but I can't get up, go to the fridge, vacuum. I have to be here, run the show. So I like a 2 week trial is maximum. I love a good 1.5 week. I love those cases. I enjoy talking in a smaller chat. Yes, because then people can see you, people can hear you. That's kind of you're at an weird inroad because as a streamer, you want to have a good community where you feel you are giving back to your community, but you also want to have growth. So you'll have a bigger community. And at some point, you'll lose some because it gets too big and you will. But that's the luckily that won't be my problem. Arizona has their own thing. Well, no one is in Arizona. Have you ever met anyone in Arizona? Oh, Laura Reich is in Arizona. EDB talks too much. Have you met me? I talk more than she does. You don't need to start a channel to do a panel. I have people on who don't have channels. That's why I have my waiting for wings on my Discord. Is if people just want to come on and talk. I've had people on. Peter A then started up a channel afterwards, but it's some people. That's another thing. A lot of YouTube should know. A lot of people shouldn't be streamers. They should be guests because they're really good guests, but they have a hard time carrying a show. So and you can have a great career of guest spotting. They don't have all the expenses. Don't have all the heartache. They don't have all the comments telling you you're a creepy guy. But you can still have fun. I bet you can't wait until you get to stream that trial again for another 8 weeks. Um, it won't be 8 weeks if it ever goes to trial. I still believe that the reason why they got that special prosecutor in is to save Lally's behind. And he can go in there and say at some point, well, I think he's hoping that they get the Supreme Court to rule that the first and third charge should be taken out, because then he'll say, well, sadly, we still believe she did it, but we don't want to waste taxpayer money. I think he's brought in to be a guy who can let everything fall a Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. But the second go around, it won't be 8 weeks. Hey, Sneaky Slide. Look who's up. Farewell. Well, it's right now it's winter savings time, so that's just as annoying because you get up early. Oh, I just talked about the expert. Where's my sister? She met this golf pro and he said, I'll take you on the PGA and the bet. So she will be traveling with Tom Gillis. Feel invisible in most chats. I typically close the chat box and just watches. Well, I followed channels where, with my high intellect, I was writing in chat. No one really saw me. So you get that feeling, and then you go on. That's how I met Jamie on Dave's chat, because you were seen in that one, and now I'm here. The BK case is going to be a train wreck, I'm afraid. BK. 7.3 million people in Arizona. Yeah, and 45 million in Australia. Laura, we're on to you. Hey, Money G. Every pretend country and state is bigger than Denmark. This is a nice time. It's a good wind down before I go to sleep. Well, I do get into periods where I get up early, and again, I can put in an hour at like 11 or 12 or something like that. No, of course I'm not messing with people. Not at all. Will they be caught in the morning for YSL? Nick, can you help? Can you help out here? I don't know anything about the YSL case. I know it's a cluster muck of cluster mucks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you're supposed, and that's because I could do. I don't even know how much I can slow down my chat. Uh, uh, I can set slow mode up to 300 seconds between you can write, but I get so annoyed when I get that. you have to wait 20 seconds to write again. I'm like, no, I have a good point now, and it won't be. But BK's Idaho Brian Kroberger, is that the one with the four? Again, I don't watch cases I don't watch. So a lot of is the Idaho 4 is the one with the college students, and the Delphi is the one with the made up religion and a racist Danish lady in Florida made. I I don't I don't understand. No jury motion hearings for tomorrow in the YSL case. We are, I think we're around 6 now. That is a circus, not a court case. Yeah. Good day. Just got off work. Well, that's the perfect time for me to start streaming then. Motions, not trial. I'm working the election at the election department. We have already gotten 1,000,000 ballots. That's a lot. Well, that was a fun case. I wish I could get. Well, it's a long case, but I loved her explanations. It was the Petco Mafia. It was the ninjas. It was the guy with the bike. Tupac was buried in Florida, so he was resurrected. It's such a crazy case. But again, there was a lot of downtime time between it. And the thing is, because people have been asking me, can't you show an old trial while we wait for a new one? But I could watch Chandler Henderson again, only to laugh at Kat and say she clearly took a bite. But if you look at it, the only good parts were Scotty, how they protected Kat, even though she clearly must have known, and the Gary Busey looking lesbian with her tatas out. Other than that, trials, when you rewatch them, they become stale. They become boring because you don't want to have to sit through all the boring parts where, yeah, I arrived at the scene at 2:45 and then I cordoned off the scene with my crime scene tape. Took me 22 minutes. I took statements. You just want the highlights. LYK said YSL judge gave defense option to take mistrial without prejudice because of more stuff prosecution did. I don't. Again, that's for Nick. Nick is on top of that one. I haven't followed along. I made I made a joke. I think that started at the same time with Ken Reed, and when I was done with Ken Reed, said, "I'll have done 5 cases before you're done with that one, Nick." And I think I have done 5 cases now, and Nick is still. They're not even getting started in that case. Hello, Food Fairy. Oh, it's a good time to get you as well, I can see. Yeah, well, let me talk you to sleep. Yeah, the Henderson case was the guy who, well, it wasn't alleged, but we made it up that he was having a nipple. Idaho Falls Collegiate Delphi is Richard Allen, who is on trial now, not streamed with the Odin stuff that the defense can't bring up unless the door is opened. I heard someone was talking about they were allowing it in now, but Delphi, of course, you're watching that with Andrea Burkhardt. She had a great stream about it yesterday. Yeah, the tractor lesbians. I didn't cover Stau. I watched it on Dave's channel. Yeah, but it's like I said, someone asked me either during Stabby Day, yeah, Stabby Day, it wasn't today at the member stream, what I was doing next, or if I wanted to rewatch. The problem is if I type in the Henderson case, I will get a Google saying convicted, and then I will know what the conviction is, and I have to sit here and talk like I don't know it. And I'll have 25% of chat saying, oh, wait to the next the next witness is good. And you're sitting here constantly It's it's hard to react to something that you already reacted to, if you understand what I mean. It's like watching a football match where you know the score and you're sitting there. Imagine watching the second Super Bowl between Eli Manning and Tom Brady, and you know the Giants will win, but you can't see that Eli throws up four defenders and throws a Hail Mary in the end. And you'll sit there and say, "Oh my God, the Patriots is running them off the field," and you still know at some point something will happen that the Giants. And it was a miracle that he shocked those four defenders and got his second ring. But I don't do that well. I get bored. I don't do. I don't just don't do well with old stuff. We aren't even halfway. Well, we'll have our 3-year channel anniversaries before that case ends. Then, what are we baking tonight? Uh, Go to get some sleep, DK Cribble. I get annoyed at cases where the defense get hamstrung and not allowed to run a defense. Yeah, I don't like when the state pulls the dirty tricks. Zachariah Anderson, where they clearly lied, misstated, and coerced the witness to say something. I don't like that. I don't like bad judges. I don't like shady defense lawyers. But I got so mad at, I think it was in Lawn and Crim, where they were sitting with, I can't remember what case, and I just saw people saying, "Oh, sit down, you shouldn't be talking." Yes, you should. I was making fun of Owens, not because he shouldn't be able to put on a defense for Sarah Boone, but because it was such a shitty defense he put on for her. Besides her lying about her own history, his defense was absolutely less than mediocre. And we all know he did it for fame. He tried to come in there, get a plea deal, write the book if the suitcase case fits. Um, and he got taken out of it because he's just not a good lawyer. Going in with the, "Well, I'm just a small boy from a small town. I'm come big city talk about big fancy lawyers and big suits and me, the gals, we rode down here truck." What the F was going on during those closings? Mhm. Yes, I have baked on. I think I have on my stream. I baked on 5 streams where you can go see. The problem is I've had a lot of trouble with my baking studio, so I haven't really done it. And I've done all those easy you can do in 1 hour, half an hour cakes. So most of it I will have to prep. So I make. I'm actually looking because at Christmas we eat a special rice pudding dessert in Denmark, but I also have a recipe to turn that into a faux cheesecake, and I don't eat cheesecake because they are the worst thing in the world. So I want to do it, but it's you have to put gelatin in it. So I will have to make 2 batches. Make one so I can do the good old trick of, oh, here's one I prepared yesterday, so I can show it. So then I'll have to use 2 days to make a 1 day stream. I'll get back to it. I'll do it now and again. I have made cookies, rum balls, coconut tops. I made a fancy out of the box cake for Jamie. I think I made some. Did I make pizza buns on my own channel or did I make it on Dave's channel? I can't remember. I baked. I don't know Charlotte, but sounds great. I like raspberry. Yeah, but the entertainment would have been better. And again, Dale Brooks is still convicted as well. Well, we have traditional Christmas staple food is a rice porridge, and then we add whipped cream to it and vanilla powder and some chopped up almonds. That's our dessert for Christmas Eve. I see food. I don't have any food here. Owens watched one too many Matlock. Yeah, seems like it. No, I found out what my problem is. It's actually not the Wi-Fi because I am not running on Wi-Fi. I've changed the cabling. It's I have a fancy camera called a stream cam that is very expensive. Well, it's an expensive webcam, but it's really snazzy because you can turn it and then you can record all your TikTok videos with it as well. The problem is I don't know if it's because it's the stabilization or something, but it just eats so much RAM of your computer. I did the entire Wednesday stream we did from my brother's apartment on Wi-Fi on the same laptop I use, but with an old camera. It's still 1080, which is more than I can send through YouTube. I'm running 720. None of you know what I'm talking about, but it's more than enough to have a picture like the camera I'm using now is running 720, no 1080 as well. But I can do that on that camera, and I can do an entire show without one hiccup, without one loss of connection. So I'm thinking I'm just having to rip out my very expensive camera and go back to using the camera I started my channel with that cost me maybe $50. And hopefully that'll be fine. Glorified rice. I don't know what that is. Can you do a stream with how to make your favorite Christmas desserts? Well, that's my favorite Christmas dessert is just you take a bowl of rice porridge, you take whipped cream, mix it together, put vanilla sugar in it. That's my favorite Christmas dessert. Hey, Aaron, what are we doing up? Well, I just woke up early because we had uh, that leap time yesterday. So I thought I'll do an hour and I'll go back to bed, trying to get some sleep. Didn't find Booms as entertaining as Brooks. Every time she opened her mouth, I find myself grinding my teeth. She's not laughable, just annoying. Well, her letters were quite funny to read sometimes. Hey, Gmail. But no, she wasn't the constant. I still think the best case that I don't think is out there is that guy I can't remember the name of, who said, "Yeah, I did it, but why?" The guy who unalived his wife, his daughter, and his son. His son testified against him. Now, son, did I hurt you? Yes. When? When you stabbed me? I think that case could have been fun to see. It's a resolution. Good morning, John. I'm so bad for. Don't don't use the S word in my chat. Arroz con leche. I don't speak Spanish. When everyone said Boone Hair was trying to escape her head, she had that weird up here. It looks like she had it bust off in the front. It just looked weird. Later, Lefty. Go work. Thank you so much, Linz, for a $3 pair super sticker. The box fart was hilarious. Yes. The big problem was Dr. Mommy. I thought she took way too long. But everyone else says, well, she was saving it for appeals. Nah, she didn't need to do it every time. Still need to finish the divorce custody letters. Yeah, I forgot how long I remember that was at 2:30 in the morning. I forgot how long I got into them, so I'll have to go back, reread them, and try to figure it out. Yeah, probably with that fluffiness in the back as well. It was the worst haircut. You have to feel slightly sorry. I wonder if she ever got her highlighters. Well, she did have in the beginning of the case. It looked like she had some highlighting in, and in the end, it just looks like she hadn't showered for a week. So I don't know, but again, the fun thing about the boom case was all the things around the boom case. It was the lead into the boom case. It's the same with the Karen Reed case. It's all the stuff we talked about around it. Listening to 25 people talking about the amount of snow really wasn't fun. But when we think back to it now, we're looking at the Arca guys and Jen, and making fun of those things. We don't remember those. Well, I had to completely scrape my driveway. How much snow was there? Well, again, family court. I think he was ordered to pay it, but it's in an escrow account or something. The poster attorney wanted was gold. Oh, the poster. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking, what poster? Yeah. Uh, well, she's creative. You have to give her it. Well, she actually looked. The longer we progressed, the more she looked like she had been back on the sauce. There's a chase in LA. What? I don't see no chase in LA. Why doesn't that show up on my feed? I normally see chases in LA. Hello, Zachariah. I don't see any chases in LA. Don't threaten me with a good time of a chase. Did you see that chase the other day with the girl who flipped and killed herself into the bridge? She was crazy. 126 miles per hour, I think they clocked her to at most. Nope, can't see any chases. The ones I'm getting is they're old. I don't see any chase. Version of glorified rice I grew up with had rice, whipped cream, maraschino cherries, pineapple nuts, and apples. We just have almonds, splits, the um, rice porridge with whipped cream, and some vanilla powder. Yeah, it snowed a little bit, little bit. Yeah, but both of them were drunk. But he wasn't that drunk, so she must have been very drunk. Our next trial is whatever pops on the radar. I haven't seen any upcoming trials. I don't haven't. So whatever pops up on Lawn and Crim or somewhere, I'll find something. At least we had a decent judge in the boom case. We had a great judge in the boom case compared to much of the others I've seen. Very, very good judge. There's always a car chase in LA. Yeah, but they're not often put on the YouTubes. I can't find them. I was mentioning earlier, I'm interested in the case where the sheriff shot the judge. Yeah, but again, all we have is one motion. So not much to cover. Because we love you, never stop making us laugh, ponder, and learn. Laura, I will try. I will try. I can't promise anything. Today I learned Arizona apparently isn't a made up state. So you also teach me. Arizona, is that where Death? No, that's Monument Valley, right? Where they shot all the good old westerns. We just get mud in Alabama. Well, I like snow, but we are kind of the same. We get 2 weeks of snow, and then we got a lot of wet water. How you doing? I'm doing great. We can't use the song I shot this. No. Come on, Rhinosaur. Well, I'm about to get off because I was planning on a 1 hour show, trying to go back and get some sleep because I got up too early. And lipstick that stains. Well, I do have that. Thank you, CJ. Well, necessity is something with invention. I was sick all week, and I'm still not feeling 100. So Friday, I just thought, I have to go find something, and I did think about building myself a suitcase out of cardboard. Couldn't really figure out how, and that's good because Bolstrom went as a suitcase. So I just went to the store and I thought I'll just become a wine mom because someone said was a wine mom, or no, I was a true crimer with a wine mom channel. So one thing I've learned, when people say these things to try and get you to get mad or something, if you just steer into it, it'll lose its power and they will just sit there and, but you're an idiot. Yeah, I know. You're not the first one. I've been married. I heard it before. It kind of loses its sting and they don't really want to stick around and be mean to you. And so why not just use it to get back at people? That's why I'm like that mom of two beautiful girls who said, I'm a creepy guy. Yeah, I am creepy. Can't deny it. But thank you for letting me know. Again, there's so much stupidity out there, and so many who feel like I'm going to tell this idiot he's an idiot. I know I'm an idiot. All your orchids bloomed early at this time of year. Luna, I'll be right up. That's beautiful. That's one of those parts that you want to go, but then I remember there's a lot of desert around it. I don't like heat. There's a lot of snakes, scorpions. I don't like those either. So I'll just go back and watch John Wayne movies. Necessity is the mother of invention. Exactly. So that's why I went to a toy store and said, "What do you have?" And they had a long. I wanted a blonde wig, but got a black wig. Good, because then I could reuse it for my Jamie costume. And then I just went into a store and bought the cheapest woman blouse I could find. That was probably the worst piece of fabric I've ever had on, and I've been in the army, so never been married. It's just a piece of paper. My partner is a complete gentleman, even after 10 years. Well, I've been married. Can't recommend it. Well, I can recommend it, but just not to my ex-wife or me. No, that's yeah. Well, I try. I'm no, I don't. If you want to be married, be married. If you don't want to be married, don't be married. I don't. I'm not Jesus. I can't tell you how to live a moral life. I never did. I am the worst human being on the planet to talk about good moral choices. I try to be a good person, but I have I have committed all of the sins more than once. Do I like American football? The MLS is, well, it's not really football, but it's okay. You buy a lot of talent from Europe to come over and play when they get old. It's probably like watching first or second division European football, the MLS. If you're talking about Handek, I am a Giants fan, so I don't like myself. They don't recommend marriage. Maybe I'll take their advice. My mom and dad was married for 42 years. Um, my mom's last words to my dad was, "Did we do well enough with the kids?" I think that's what you can wish for. Uh, I wish I had a marriage like that, but sadly, I didn't. Yeah, other people hated that. All of them. Well, I used to be a soldier boy. That's just a technicality that gets you out of trouble. Come to the Pacific Northwest, very green, not hot, hot trees, beaches, and mountains. I've seen pictures from. I used to watch that crab fishing show, and when they were back in Seattle, probably not like the smell of patchouli and Starbucks, but it looks like it's a beautiful area. I had my my sister-in-law's sister used to be a hairdresser for one of the cruise lines that goes on whale safaris up there. Had amazing pictures. Parents married for 72 years. Well, my mom did have a previous marriage, but he got the big C. So they didn't get together till my dad was 30, I think he was 33 or something when they met. Dad never been married before. And we had two kids together, four kids combined, ups and downs, never had any money, never had anything. In the 60s, they went to America four times. None of them spoke really any English, but that became the spot to go to America. The Appalachians, because they could stay with friends in Delaware and just rode around that area and did that trip four times. I think that's wonderful. And then sadly, my mom got the big C, and after that, my dad got old. But they 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 had the kind of marriage you want, where I think a lot of people have that when you're married, you have to be interconnected all the time. My mom and dad said, well, we never really had anything in common. We had the kids and the house to take care of. The rest of the time, my mom was into politics. My dad had his VA union, and they were always working, and it worked for them. Never, we knew when they were fighting because they closed the door to the bedroom, but that wasn't something you remember. Well, it depends on how you define murder. My parents would argue nonstop, then divorce after 13 years. Think that put me off, but I'd rather spend money on a holiday than a big wedding. Well, you don't need the big wedding. I got married in a former, uh, back in the day in Denmark, you had castles around the country where the king would constantly move between to keep power over the entire country. So I got married in one of the old castles, spent like 10,000 bucks on the wedding. Believe you, doesn't last longer if you just go to the courthouse and get a piece of paper. It's not about how you show off. It's not, like those people, you know them. Oh, I have the perfect boyfriend. Oh, look on Instagram, we have the perfect life. You know they have the worst relationship in the world. People have to outwardly project how beautiful and wonderful their relationship is. It's always hell. come a bit further north than Seattle. Still beautiful. Smells more like wheat than patchouli. I'm, I really don't think. Maybe that's because you're getting older, but you notice more when you have that weed, or maybe weed just smells more these days. In Switzerland, where my sister lives, it's legal to smoke weed, and a couple of times ago when I was down there, they had some downstairs neighbor who when they came home from being out drinking, they sat on the porch, smoked weed, and my bedroom down there is just above that, and it really turned me off from the smell of weed. Flies? Mm. I hate raisins in food. I like normal dried raisins just as a snack, but I hate it in food. We are New York Giants household here too. The Eli Manning story was a nice memory. Tom Coughlin, Michael Strahan, Plexi Burrs, really great years. Yeah, and then since then we don't talk so much about it because hasn't really been great since. Daniel Jones, he can't play in Giant Stadium. I don't know why, if it's a mental block, but he's always thinking of the place. Yeah, he was mentioned, and the guy in the corner is what he's known as now in that case. A castle again. Yeah, it looked fine, but it doesn't make the marriage better. What's for breakfast? Another 2 hours of sleep, and then, as always, oatmeal. Yeah, it's because you have that. If I can get this dress, it'll fix it. If I can get this child, it'll fix it. If I can get this ring, it'll fix it. I never understood those people who needs the big flashy eyes because I would first of all I would be afraid to lose it everywhere. I had a simple gold band with the date of our engagement in it. That's that's what I had, and I should have seen something was wrong because in bakeries we had these like a conveyor belt that goes through two. Uh, I don't know what you would call like two pieces of two spinning pieces of metal that presses dough together so it becomes flatter and flatter. And the cloth on the conveyor belt had a hole in it, and it snagged my ring, and it took my fingers through that roller. And luckily, and I when I got them out of there because I released the the activation button. So, but my fingers were stuck in there, and I just yanked them instead of opening the handle to increase the space between the rollers. And I was just laying on the floor and told the guy I was working with, said, "You have to look at them. If I can't look if they're not there." And I thought I'd lost two of my fingers because my wedding ring got snagged in it. Luckily, they just compressed the bones in my fingers, but that was the big guy up there telling me probably not a good idea. Go bake something, JBH. Have a great night. That's I saw someone talking about that the other day. That's the thing people don't talk about because when it was legalized, it was so you could use it at home for recreational use, and well, no one will come on now. It'll just be like having a glass of wine. No, it won't. People will be going down the street because you can't be public intoxicated, but you can smoke weed on the streets. Hey, it's so of course people will be smoking up all the time. It's it's they're not thinking so much, I think. Yeah, the rollers. Yeah, it wasn't good. Well, I found out that my fingers were roughly a millimeter thicker than what the dough was going through because they got squished, but only a little bit. So they got back better again. Yeah, whatever works for you. We tried using it to help my mom's big C and didn't do anything for her. Yeah, well, she has less than a compressed bone. I've you have these big machines that you roll the big dose in, and it's just like a spiral that'll stand there rotating, and then the big top rotates as well. And believe you me, it can chew something. And we all heard the stories about that guy who, because you're standing there cleaning them, and safety equipment is just so annoying. So we always used every little trick to fool it so you can get in there and work while it was going. And some guys just got their arm taken off by it. And some guys, if the arm didn't rip off fast enough, what follows right after your arm? Yeah, that's why I didn't want to look at my fingers when I pulled it out. Exactly. Denmark is the country that God loves, and the only sexual arousing country. Probably not as much. Well, you can get a cloud in, so. Never wear rings while working with heavy machinery. No, but you're supposed to when it's a wedding ring. Well, it's a little red. Ah. Oh. Yeah, it's but a lot of I had a friend of mine who was studying to be an electrician. He didn't wear a ring, but oh my god, I think like 3 times he had to go to observation at the hospital because he touched hot wires. So that's accidents in every job. But I was supposed to go an hour, and it's an hour and 10 minutes now. So I'll try and go back to bed, get some more sleep before I have to go to the gym because I'm feeling a little better today. So I'll try and do some gym time. I'll try and see if anyone is up because people should be up streaming right now. Good Logic is up. I can send you over to Good Logic. Everyone, if you go over to Good Logic, put some donuts in chat. Write in the comments if I should do this more often, maybe once or twice a week, and can get up a little bit early, and we can have these evening. What the F is he talking about sessions? Other than that, when I stream again, I don't know. When we find something. Hasta la taco.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Objection, Your Honor.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Go
All right, I'm in love.
back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably